Figures. So, anyway,
an hour later.
Yeah, 1 hour later. So I started out this game idea with the thought, because I was reading one of those web stories where a guy dies and gets reincarnated as a dragon. It's kind of a cool concept.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. And I figured, this would be a really cool way of introducing the populace at large about the ins and outs of the dragons and Dungeons and Dragons. So I thought about having a player play out as one of the metallic dragons or one of the chromatic dragons. They finish out the life path of that one specific dragon and then reincarnate to another. But the game aspect of it is that ideologically the metallic and chromatic dragons are opposed to each other. All the metallic dragons are good, and all the chromatic dragons, like your reds, your blacks, your browns, they're all evil. Right? So, like, at the top of the pecking order, red would face off against gold. And gold dragons are kind of a dick anyway, but at least they're lawful good, if I remember my Draconomicon correctly. But anyway, that's where this idea came from. I'm like, well, hang on. If I'm going to have a video game of dragons, how does that place us puny humans at? And so I decided to say, hey, let's go ahead and throw some humans in there. So the way this is going to be is that I'm going to read a chapter or whatever, and I'm going to let the nerds sign off on things or shoot other ideas down or maybe tweak it or add it or something like that. And then this document that we're putting together is better, and then maybe it'll get me off my digital fat ass and actually learn how to code in Unreal Engine. But whatever the case, yeah, good luck. Yeah, no shit. Anyway, let's go ahead and throw this text soup up here. Oh my god, it's fucking bright. So yeah, so this is a straight copy paste from the Discord, and for those of you who know what's going on in the sanatorium, we have in this wonderful brainstem treatment, we got a Twitchside agenda. We already have a Twitchside agenda for next week, and it's actually Pac-Man's game idea. Yeah. And he's putting some thought into it for sure. But anyway, this right here is what I got, and it looks pretty bite-sized, TLDR, sure, but this right here, I shit you not, is this right here. So it's getting pulled straight from Discord so everybody could read it. So, all right, so here is the not-so-professional design notes for the working title of Reincarnation. I said incarnation, but not reincarnation, is it? So anyway, the story portion of the game takes place in a specific timeline. It has an origin stage, a middle stage, and an end state. So, it's point A to point B in the time stream, right? You go through it, and then you die. The player starts out as a human, goes through life, and either dies or completes the human story arc, depending on the choices and actions of the playthrough. I figure it'll either have a good ending, resulting in unlocking angelic wings and a countenance, or a bad ending, resulting in unlocking wings of darkness and a demonic presence. It's a lot like Fable did. Like, if you ate a bunch of too many, crunchy chickens, your face would just get like, dark, and you have flies buzzing around. It's just like, yes, I'm evil. Right?
You grew horns. You had a dark aura. People got scared of you.
Yeah. But I figure that's not the end of the game. So good. So far, so good, right?
Yeah.
Questions, comments, concerns, moans, groans, complaints?
Not until later.
So far.
Great. Stay tuned while nerds blow a brain gasket. So at the conclusion of the human story arc, the player is reincarnated, because it's not the end of the game. Back to the beginning of the time stream. Back to the beginning of the game. But not as a human, as a dragon. Like, you're hatched, right? You're hatched out. You cracked out of your shell. Great, Kish. And you're basically a dragon whelpling. I haven't figured out, what type of... Yeah, a whelp.
Is that baby dragon?
Yeah, baby dragon. Yep, baby dragon. So you have to learn how to fly, figure out how to blow your breath attack. You have to learn how to survive. All that happy shit, right? I haven't really nailed down the idea of having multiple different dragons, but I figured we'll figure out some stuff. Maybe this could be a gameplay loop type thing. Who knows? But anyway, you start out as a dragon. During your actions, you know, say you reach adolescence and you're flying around, you see a human that looks like your old character, your human character, going around doing the things that you've been doing. Okay, that's cool. So basically, you're playing alongside your shadow self. And, you know, say you could decide to go ahead and kill yourself, right? Kill your human counterpart. It'll actually cause the game to say, "Oh, sorry, it's a time paradox, and you got to go back to the beginning of the game." Yeah, you got to go back to the beginning of the game as a human. So let me go ahead and expound on that a little bit. So say that as a human, Peeps likes to expand with no limits, and this is good in a role-playing game. It gives a feeling of freedom, and you can role-play your character, whether it's good or bad or indifferent, doesn't matter. Some players could possibly go and play Murder Hobo for a whole village. I know we've heard of all these people who decided to play throughout of all of Fallout 3 and just kill everybody, you know? And that's, hey, hats off to you. I mean, do that in the game, not in real life, right?
Yeah.
But what if...
who would do such a thing?
Oh, I know you've done it, Kish.
Baldur's
but
Gate.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate, kill everybody. If I can't fuck them,
barn door.
if I can't shack up with them, they're dead. Genghis Khan it, right? So now, if your human self went ahead and decided to play Murder Hobo and kill all the other humans in the game, you play through, you get your demonic wings or demonic countenance, whatever, and you're like, yay, good for me, pat myself on the back. Now I get to be a dragon and kill all the rest of the world. Well, what if the dragon story arc requires you to go to a village, right? You gotta get the magic MacGuffin or get the story arc or deign to talk to a human. Well, you know that your human self just wiped out that village, and you're trying to remember, when did I wipe it out, before now or after now? And if it's before now, I'm screwed because I'm not going to be able to progress the dragon story arc, right? But if he's on the way, if your human self is on the way to slaughter that village, you're going to have to figure out how to contain that guy, that sorry sack of human, right? Well, ultimately, you're a dragon, and it's not outside the realm of possibility that you could just go ahead and just blow him away, literally, with your dragon breath or whatever the case may be. But if you kill your previous human self, that starts a fail state where you have to start over again as a puny human. I'm hearing crickets.
So would that happen? Would the failsafe happen like right when you kill them, or just at the end of your gameplay?
No, it would happen right when you killed your human character.
Because technically you would disappear. Because, well,
yeah,
you're
see,
not anymore.
It's not a paradox, is it? But like, if your actions as a human is invalidated because of what your dragon self did, right?
Yeah, but wouldn't you just, even if you killed yourself, wouldn't you technically come back as a dragon anyway?
No, you wouldn't, because the human story arc wasn't done.
So how,
I mean,
it's these two reincarnations.
No, because I mean, the whole purpose of the game is to unlock the secrets of the game, right? And the only way to unlock the secrets of the game is to go out and explore and get the power, get the power ups. You know, be the Zelda self or Metroid or whatever the hell you want to call it. You know, go out and get the tools to be successful in whatever story that you're doing. You know, Zelda does it, Metroid does it. You you learn how
Link
to.
does it.
Yeah. You're right. Zelda doesn't do shit.
She just gets captured.
Yeah, she's a crappy princess.
She just complains.
Yeah. At least Peach is willing to stick in a freaking random ass castle and just wait for Mario to show up. But the whole idea is like, it's intriguing to me that your previous actions in a story arc, when you first pick up the game, it's not going to explain any of this on the box. Do they still sell games in boxes? I forget.
Yeah. Well, not boxes. I would say plastic containers.
Yeah, sure. But like, it'd be kind of fun to put a game like this out there that has this troll in there. So like, you could troll your players, right? And if humans, because kids want to freaking kill everything, and then you're not playing this game correctly, I'm gonna punish you. I mean, hell, Souls-like games does that. Remnant 2 does that. You fuck around, you find out. But like in a game like this would be fantastic. And go ahead.
Interesting. It sounds easy in concept, but hard in actual development.
Yeah,
Well, no,
for
because
sure.
like Prag was saying, like say you get to a part where you destroy a village, but you have to do something in that village. You have to stop yourself without killing yourself.
Yeah, just like scare the shit out of him. Just like, you're gonna stay with me.
Oh,
Or
come
an
on.
enemy that you know you can take, but that'll take a while to kill.
Well, I mean, hang on a second. All right, so we've played Remnant 2. We've gone up against the freaking Root Dragon, right?
Sure.
First time we shat our pants, but we decided, all right, well, what's the worst gonna happen? I can die and go back to checkpoint, right?
Yeah.
So like that didn't stop us. We're like, all right, listen, punk, you're going down, right? Would your human self be afraid of your dragon self? I mean, come on. I mean,
And
what
that throws
happens?
in another thing to the equation. Is there going to be parts where, in your human self, like
It interferes
playthrough,
with the dragon stuff.
Yeah.
well, you run into the dragon at certain
Or
parts.
that.
Yeah, see, I didn't think about that until like literally 20 minutes ago. Because I'm like, oh crap, that's going to be interesting, right? So like,
Yeah.
from a technical standpoint, we could say, all right, so you have touchstones where the dragon path and the human path will come close to intersecting, right? And there's specific points on the human path that will touch specific points in the dragon path, right? And
And all
how
the other paths.
yeah, well, I mean, that's the DLC. That don't get ahead of me, man. That comes later. That comes later. So, like, it's like for me, there's not a game like this out there. There's a game called I think it's Outer Wilds where the game takes place over the course of 20 minutes, right? And no matter what you do, the whole entire solar system just explodes. Everybody gets obliterated, you yourself included. But when you come back, you still remember what happened previously because of some mystic statue that preserves your consciousness. And
Sure.
you go to an orbital body early in the time stream, and it's completely different from later in the time stream. So you can actually see how time, like there's this comet that's in a wide elliptical, and the closer it gets to the sun, the more the comet melts, and more of the area inside the comet shows up. And you're like, oh, right. And then it allows you to get something, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's I like this idea. And trying to put something like that in this game would be awesome, too. So, like, yeah.
Can I ask, what's the topic on what game we're talking about?
All right, let's redo the whole thing.
Yeah. We got to redo the whole thing. No, it's the Twitchside chat, man. Freaking, it's in the Discord, Bob. Come on now.
How is it? Well, I don't.
Okay, so pretty much the premise: we think of a game, explain it, we kind of critique it, ask questions about it. Hopefully, someone comes in and makes the game.
Yeah. Yeah, we're putting the ideas out there because the AAA industry is fucking mentally bankrupt. But that's
which
my
one are we
opinion.
at right now?
We
Really?
are.
You declined my duel.
Yeah.
Scared?
Yeah, he's not paying attention. Anyway, so
I see.
anyway,
Okay.
moving on. So it's an interesting concept. I'm sure this kernel of an idea is intriguing, but trying to integrate the different play arcs is a challenge. Never mind the technological hurdles of making a game in this matter. So, like I said in the beginning, the idea came from me listening to the story of a human dying and reincarnating as a dragon, which sparked the actual idea of a world that takes place within the lore of Dungeons and Dragons, completing out the life arc of the different dragons, both chromatic and metallic, and seeing the interplay and struggle between the two as their ideologically opposed entities. Then I took it one step further and said, hey, what if I put a human in the mix? Then I figured the idea of good and evil is a fundamentally nebulous idea, and it can be considered a matter of perspective. What's good for the cat might not be considered a good thing for the mouse. And in this instance, the cat could be a red dragon and the mouse is a puny human. So, like, there's a lot of crap that gaming does for gamers, right? It's a way of escaping the reality of the situation. It's a way to stay sane for a lot of people, myself included. I like having the escapism. As an A-side, if I can inject some real world stuff in here, people who are trying to do identity politics are getting kicked out of discords for Helldivers, as they should, because nationalism has no point of the game. People are saying, well, Helldivers are evil, blah blah blah. It doesn't matter. You're going in there for freedom and democracy, and you're killing the shit out of bugs.
For patriotism.
Yes.
Spread in democracies.
Yeah, I mean, it's super Earth.
Children have never seen.
Yeah,
Starship Troopers.
but see, anyway, so I just like the idea of people's doing identity politics crap and just tossing it out the window and actually giving people a different perspective on life. I mean, just because say Kish, I'm going to single out Kish here because he likes playing that damn app called Fortnite.
What's wrong with Fortnite? The game?
It's an app.
Everything.
It's an app. But you know what? You are more than well within your mind in rights to call that a game. I call that an app, but we're still friends. I know it's a stupid distinction, but if you think about it, all the shit that happens, especially here in America, is a stupid distinction anyway. But people are willing to throw down for it. I don't give a shit.
Game.
Yeah, app. So anyway, moving on to the epilogue. On the conclusion of the game story arc, allow the player to assume the different form that they've played the game as with their unlocked forms. In the humans case, whether you were a good player or a bad player, allow you to assume the form of the person who has flight, right? And you can fly around and just do stupid fun and just fly, just for the joy of flying, right? And then, or you can be a dragon who has flying already, but then at the conclusion of the dragon story arc, you can polymorph into another animal or a human, kind of like Steel Dragons, from D&D, right? And just having fun, because you miss a lot as a huge form in a video game. You can miss nuance, and if you polymorph into a normal size entity such as a human, you'll be able to pick up the details and be able to talk to people. People won't be afraid of you, right? At least
It depends how you play the dragon.
Well, no, I mean dragons. Well, according to D&D rules, all dragons have frightening presence. Yeah, that's in my book.
Then that dragon has to go talk to a real man.
Yeah,
that's true. So anyway, moving on to DLC is what Pac-Man was alluding to.
Yeah.
He came up with this idea, like opening up another story arc as another animal or being, say a tiger, who your mother was killed to make a weapon belt by a human. And a story of vengeance starts up with you, the tiger, killing the human that killed your mother, only to find out, oh shit, it was you from the original game, making you start the game all over again.
No.
Are you having a giraffe?
Yeah. A giraffe? No. Screw that.
This kind of makes it, in my mind, once you kind of figure out what things the other lives do, like the dragon, if you want to do the tiger, kind of makes the game a little more linear. So you don't want to do certain things to not interfere with the other playthroughs.
Yeah. But, the first time I came up with this idea, Jailer Games actually popped off with, so it's like Skyrim. But in Skyrim, the lore is everything's permissible. There's this concept of the Dragon Break, where you can, all the different endings are considered canon.
Oh, it's multiple endings. I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's multiple endings. There's many different conclusions of the game, especially with, I believe, Morrowind or Arena. I forget which. I'm going way back before some people were even thought of. But I figured it was kind of neat to include all endings as canon. All the endings happened at all the time, because Elder Scrolls is a timey-wimey thing. But another concept would be a new dragon with cosmic powers that opens up the possibility of going to another planet. You knew that was coming, guys. I'm a space fan.
Oh, that one's kind of out there.
Oh, I see what you did. Really? You're going to do the dad joke pun stuff? Okay, McPunstein.
Wow.
But other ideas would be making it a co-op or a PvP game where one player takes on the role of the human and another takes on the role of the dragon. That would be fun.
My vote's on the dragon.
Yeah, but well, I mean, it's one of those isometric battle royale games that you see. Like Predator was one of them. One person was the Predator, and you got 4 humans, trying to fucking Aloha salad bar the Predator, and the Predator just trounces everything, and no one wants to play as a human anymore. Everybody wants, to be a Predator.
Or like the game Evolve.
That game had so much potential. Jeez.
It did.
But they didn't incentivize the human side all that much. I remember that game.
Yeah, it was decent when it came out, and then I played it for like a couple days, and I'm like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah. Or flip the script. Be like the human play style is that you start out halfway in, and you're a steel dragon with amnesia. Huh? Oh wait, that doesn't make any sense to you guys.
No,
So steel dragons in D&D lore prefer to
no
be.
one knows the lore.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well.
Go on.
So the steel dragon, a steel dragon, is a dragon who prefers to live in a city, and they invariably become like a mayor or a constable or somebody who is central to the civic duty and the civic services of that municipality, that city.
An upstanding citizen.
Yeah, an upstanding citizen. Well, not necessarily all the time, because some steel dragons are actually
down. Citizen.
No, some steel dragons actually become like guild leaders for like thieves guilds and shit too. So they're not lawful. They're just good. They can be chaotic good, right?
There's some good. There's some lawful.
chaotic good.
It kind of depends on
No,
which dragon.
no. Well, I'm talking
They're
about
all
I'm talking about steel dragons specifically, and they are chaotic
Well, I
good.
know, but steel dragons are all not made the same. Some of them will be benevolent. Some of them will be not so benevolent.
True.
Well, this goes right back to matter of perspective. Is it benevolent for the cat to eat the mouse? No, the cat just needs a meal. They're obligate carnivores. So it kind of falls back into what's good for one person isn't good for someone else, right? But
Hey, is it good for the mouse to eat the cat?
oh, so that's one. I don't want to meet that mouse. But there's a lot of different ideas here. But there's a lot of different ways that this game can be developed or even introduced. Like I could see, a gaming company coming up with this idea, and like, okay, well, let's lower the scale a little bit. Let's make it so that there's only 2 life paths, and I use that term very, very loosely because, as we all know, Cyberpunk, bjorked that life path bullshit up in their game. But
the life paths didn't mean jack.
yeah, they didn't mean anything. But see, the thing is though, if a life path is human or dragon, there's going to be vastly different play styles, vastly different goals to get to the end. I just figured that this would be kind of a cool idea of having your different play, your different play arcs, your story arcs actually kind of developing the game in tandem at the same time, which is what really intrigued this idea. Honestly, I just want a game where I can just strap on some wings and play, man. Seeing Kish play that fucking app with wings.
It hurts him to say it, but it makes him a little jealous.
It does.
It's nice, dude. You should see the flying in that.
No,
It's so
no,
fucking
no,
nice.
no. It's horrible.
I just think you need a dragon simulator.
Frank, I'll let you play. I'll allow it.
Oh, you'll allow it. Right. So what do you guys think? Ideas, changes, whatever?
Not changes, but a question. In this game, maybe it depends on what you are reincarnated as, but would you want it to be a game where you have to worry about survival aspects like food, stuff like that?
Sleep. That would be tough, because as a human that'd be easy, right? Because we know what we need. Every 3 days we need to drink, otherwise we'll get dehydrated. No, that's food. Every 3 days you need food, and every what day you need a little bit of water, then that's easy. But as a fucking dragon, I don't know,
On the
man.
moose.
Huh? Hunt moose.
On a moose.
Here's the
Go after
thing
the
with
Musai.
dragon.
Yeah.
They're able to. They have to take in a lot more, but they can also last a lot longer.
Yeah.
Well, if we're doing a 1-for-1, then the dragon play arc would last for thousands of years. I mean, come on, you gotta arcade it up a little bit. I mean, that's one of the reasons why Elite Dangerous has been playing, for so long, because it's not a 1-for-1 science. It's not a science fact game. You don't have to worry about Newtonian physics. You don't have to worry about velocity.
Science fiction.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
yeah. So, fuck, man. But you gotta inject a little bit of believability into a game to make it engaging. That's why Deus Ex: Mankind Divided is actually a little bit believable.
I haven't played Deus Ex. I actually own all of them. I need to.
Well, you're
fuck 'em up.
slacking. You are a poser nerd.
Nah, man. I own all of them because I got all of them.
Poser
One more thing
nerd.
about the game.
Yeah, what's up?
Is this